again, Chet Man here with Team Chet Mortgage at CMG Home Loans with a early spring market update. A lot of things have been going on in the world, and it has had an effect on our markets, especially in the bond and mortgage market. But I want to let you know that, rates are beginning to stabilize. And we are now seeing rates, 30-year fixed rates, averaging about 6.45%. And that's a far cry from the 7.25% that we saw late last year. I think the customer overall is beginning to come to the realization that slightly higher rates are here for a while and that they can move forward on their home purchase. So when you see that happening, it's very encouraging because we now have a stabilized mortgage market, which we didn't have in the fourth quarter and earlier this year. Hard to believe we're already about to start our second quarter. I think the silver lining, if there is one, when you have so many macro, geopolitical events like Russia and China and Ukraine, and then you couple that with the recent bank failures we've had with SVB. However, now they're being taken over by First Citizens Bank, a local headquartered bank here in central North Carolina. And you see that the markets and the Fed are already becoming better with that. We're seeing some stabilization. Banks are considered safe again. And that has a calming effect on this market. What you're going to see is when this happens, that silver lining is when all these world events create turmoil, you typically see people flee to bonds, and you typically begin to see a mortgage market improvement. And we're starting to see that. We had predicted earlier that by summertime, you would already see some improvement potentially in the mortgage rate market, and we're already seeing that now, although slightly. But we don't have the massive volatility and the upward trend that we had in rates just a few months ago. We're now starting to see rates gradually tick downward in the right direction. And as we had put together some videos in the past, and I've made several realtor presentations on this, in every period of history that we've had a recessionary period or a period of high inflation, as soon as that high inflation recessionary period begins to crest and come back down to a better place, we begin to see a giant housing recovery, a giant housing boom, and a rate improvement. And we are starting to see that. We can almost touch and feel it. History will repeat itself, and we will begin to see the market get in a much better place. The only caveat to the fact that rates are beginning to come down for the typical customer who says, well, maybe I should just wait and buy a year from now, is that in every single occurrence where we've had this happen with a recessionary, high inflationary period and rates drop, we have also seen in tandem with that a significant increase in median home prices. So waiting for rates to drop doesn't really save you anything because home pricing, median home prices will rise. The lower the rates go, the more you can get for your home. So that's why if you're in a good position to buy now, if you can get pre-approved, we probably should take advantage of it. More people are beginning to understand this about this market, and what's limiting this market right now is people are just not listing their homes. We just don't have the inventory. And I think a big part of that is that home sellers who want to sell their home is old, it's worn out, or their family has expanded and grown and they want a new home, were reluctant to let go of the old rate they had. But now they're beginning to recognize that these markets are changing, and they're starting to get good with the market at 5.5% to 6.5%, so that they can sell their house today for a great price with less competition and still go ahead and buy the new home. And we're beginning to see that. And we have some great tools to help with that. We have a listed lot program for sellers. A seller can trade or in exchange for a refundable lot fee. A seller who wants to list their house can get a refundable lot fee from us. And what that means is a seller can sell their house faster for more money using our listed lot program. That's just one of the ways that we're helping people do this. We've also had some success with temporary buy downs, and we're using that now to help our clients get into a more affordable situation. But nevertheless, if you believe where this market is headed and you want to get ahead of future home price increases, you can also take advantage of our CMG rate rebound program. And that's simply where we're going to waive all lender fees and issue a $1,000 additional credit for other expenses on a refi that is redeemable within the next 5 years. However, Again, we don't think you're going to hold it that long. We think in the next year to 2 years, we're going to see a big market correction. Inflation is already slowly but surely coming down. And as it comes down further, we're going to see rates at a much more attractive place. So at the end of the day, we've got a market that's beginning to normalize. We're seeing the activity stepping up here. We're getting much busier. We're seeing a lot more contracts and a lot more pre-quals going out there. So I guess the spring update is let's get prepared to take advantage of a changing market. Get in now while things are a little slower and less excited, if you will, and make an offer on a home with less competition. Likewise, if you're a seller and you've been thinking about selling, this could be a great time because there's a lot of competition for your listings right now. However, I think waiting another 3 or 4 months as we get into the summer months, we may see an environment like we saw a year or so ago. Maybe not as crazy or frenetic as that, but you're going to see a market environment that's going to be very competitive, and it's going to be harder to get your home sold, or as a buyer, you're going to be competing more for people who are wanting those same houses. And here again, we are blessed to live in a state here in North Carolina that's one of the hottest in the country, with more and more jobs coming here, more and more demand for housing. As new inventory is created by builders, and as more sellers decide to list their home, this could be a great time to position yourself to get pre-approved. Know your options, know your programs. Let us help you with your maximum affordability. And we can use programs for first-time home buyers like our FHA Buyer's Choice Award program. We'll actually let you do a 100% FHA loan, and we will give you down payment up to 5% in a grant from CMG, and it's forgivable after 5 years. We also have North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. We've been a dealer agent for North Carolina Housing for about a dozen years. And listen, with their programs coming April 1st, you're going to be able to get $15,000 in down payment assistance. Well, why is that important to talk about right now? Because the largest segment of our population is the millennials. And from ages about 32 to 37, that's the largest population group in the history of the United States, even larger than the baby boomers. And they're all beginning to form their families and buy their first homes. So we're getting excited about the demand that's going to be created here. Coming up in the next 3 years, we may sell more homes to first-time home buyers than we ever have before. And the good news is we are poised to offer them the kind of programs that they need sometimes with down payment assistance to pay their down payment and or their closing costs. So a whole lot of things are coming together at the right time, even despite the headlines and the tailwinds and the turbulence in the markets. We're starting to see this market settle down. We're beginning to see rate stability in a slow but sure downward trend. And yet housing is still remaining strong, especially with prices. There will be no bubble. There's going to be no crash. It's simply supply and demand 101. So this spring update I have for you now is about getting ready, getting your thoughts prepared, getting your home in order. Come see us to get pre-approved through underwriting so that you can make the best and strongest offer before you even go under contract and win a new home. So let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what your questions are. You can check out some of these programs down below. You can also apply online in about 15 to 20 minutes with us. We can get you a very quick pre-approval, connect you with a really great realtor in the area that you're interested in if you don't have one already. And we together can help you get into a home and show you how affordable it could be. And let's face it, guys, let's take the best rate or the worst rate that's in your mind and let's subtract it by 3/8 of a point, either for or against the current rate, either up or down. What are we really talking about? $100 a month, $200 a month, $50 a month? Instead of focusing on what the interest rate is, let's focus on what the payment difference would be and how that would really affect your budget and your family. And then let's decide if we want to be that rate sensitive or do we want to win a home and get into it now while this market is a little slower. And you can then gain all that home value appreciation that is yours to have. Because we can tell you this, in 5 years, a home you buy today is going to be significantly more in 5 years than it is now. So let's be smart. Let us help you with that. We would be honored to be your lender and be your lender for life. We're doing a lot of great things here at CMG Home Loans, and I've got an incredible team that are ready to help. So give us a call. We are looking for you, and we want to be there and be your advisory partner and help you build wealth through home ownership. Thank you.